You probably know that Google and Facebook's business model is to save every piece of personal data you give them so they can target you with ads. But you may not know that Google and Facebook have trackers installed in nearly every website. They're also tracking everywhere you go. Every bit of data they collect gets added to the profile they have of you. And even creepier still, your profile also includes every connection they can find, everyone you know, and how you know them. Every new way they prompt you to engage helps them spy on you, intruding more and more into your life, until they know every private message you send, every dollar you spend, everything. There's only one way for Google to go: lower, dirtier, creepier, and more invasive, until they have their grimy fingers in every part of your private life. That's their business model.
Mr. Parker. Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member Hirano, and Senator Blackburn, thank you all for hearing my testimony today. In August 2015, my daughter, journalist Allison Parker, was shot and murdered while reporting on live television. The unimaginable pain felt by my family was amplified after the killer uploaded a first-person video of the murder to YouTube. I pledged to honor my daughter's memory and advocate for sensible gun laws so that others wouldn't suffer the same fate as Allison. In response to my advocacy, countless people have targeted me, my family, and Allison's boyfriend online, claiming that Allison's death was part of a conspiracy to seize their guns. They have taken the gruesome footage of my daughter's murder, edited it into videos, and flooded YouTube and other social media platforms with hate-filled diatribes maligning us. As the company with a virtual monopoly on internet search and online video hosting, Google has a duty to make sure the information they make accessible to the world is based on facts and not harmful conspiracy theories. I implored Google and YouTube to take down the footage of her murder and the related conspiratorial content. Their response was to suggest that I view and flag the content I found offensive. Instead of self-policing, they put the onus on me. In essence, they wanted me to watch my daughter's murder and explain to a robot why it should be removed. I never have, nor will I ever watch any of it for obvious reasons. So in 2017, I reached out to Lenny Posner, whose son Noah was murdered in the Sandy Hook shooting, and the Honor Network, who worked long hours flagging videos so that I was spared. Although hundreds of videos have been taken down due to their diligence, they are often stymied with even with an enforceable copyright. I've engaged in direct communications with Google regarding the proliferation of these videos, but while they profess a desire to help, in reality, they do nothing. On May 1st of this year, in the company of Georgetown University Civil Rights Law Clinic, I had a video conference with representatives from Google regarding specific content and our attempts to have it removed. Their response was, "We're really trying." Since that meeting, there has been nothing but silence until, coincidentally, not so, but today, we got an email from them at 9:47 a.m. Thanks to Section 230, Google has complete immunity and therefore no incentive to respond. And you saw some of the examples earlier. In an utter failure of their AI, one video was self-flagged by Google, then later the flag was removed. Some videos were not removed and instead given this label, "This video may be inappropriate for some users." That was also shown today, which is tantamount to a perverse invitation to click and watch. The video has had over 700,000 views and was specifically pointed out to Google in our teleconference, and it's still up as we speak. I understand that the general purpose of this hearing is to consider whether internet gatekeepers such as Google should or should not censor the speech of the politically unpopular. However, it is important to note that turning a blind eye to targeted harassment over the internet in the name of preserving free speech has real-world and life-altering consequences. Furthermore, this harassment itself has a significant chilling effect on free speech and public advocacy of the people these conspiracy theorists target. Even though some on this committee may not agree with my cause, they must recognize that the harassment and threats of violence I faced was an attempt to intimidate me, prevent me from telling Allison's story and speaking out against gun violence, and to silence my free speech rights. I recognize the First Amendment gives everyone the right to publicly speculate that the moon landing didn't happen or that the earth is flat. But there's a difference between someone venting about a favorite conspiracy theory and Google turning its platforms over to anonymous users for them to target and harass victims of public tragedies. The former is free speech. The latter is violence. As more and more public tragedies and horrific mass shootings occur, they will be recorded, broadcasted, and disseminated on platforms like YouTube, like so much cheap entertainment for Google to use to add a few more millions to their bottom line. Google profits massively off of lack of regulation. If it cannot properly protect citizens from online harassment, hate speech, and moment of death videos, I call on Congress to step in and make sure that proper protections are in place for private citizens like me who are continually harassed and exploited. Currently, platforms like Google are protected against civil or criminal liability under Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. Removing the Section 230 protection will allow users to hold Google responsible for the conspiratorial content it allows on its platforms. Mr. Chairman, there may not be a lot of issues that you and I agree on, philosophically that is, but we do agree on this. We should protect the First Amendment, but it's time for Google and social media to be regulated. It's the original founders, as you mentioned earlier, had a motto. Their original motto was, "Don't be evil." This motto was replaced in 2015 by "Do the right thing." Google fails miserably on both counts. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Parker, and thank you for sharing your powerful story and your powerful testament to your daughter.
Thank you.
Feuer trunken, himmlische dein